Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye and today I'm doing an updated Shop My Stash. As per usual, we're gonna start the video by talking about how I got along with the last rotation and my thoughts, and then we're gonna go into my collection and pick out some new bits. And it's October, so that means spooky makeup. So I'm very excited, so let's just get right on into it, shall we? Starting off with our face products, the first product I want to mention is the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette in the shade Warm and Medium. Now I've kept this in my rotation mostly because I want to pan the bottom shade, and we've officially hit side pan on this. And I'm probably going to keep it in for another rotation because I just want to see more progress. I'm hoping to maybe like finish the bottom or the top bit by the next rotation, and yeah, I think this will be done by the end of the year. I think that's like my mini goal in my head. I do like to use the top shade as like a setting, like under eye setting powder. I never use this contour shade because it's just way too cool toned for me. Alright, let's talk about the blushes. The first blush is the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in Truth. This is what she looks like. I have been loving using this layered on top of the other blush. I'll actually talk about this at the same time. This is the Odin's Eye Flower Blush in Little Jasmine. But these two blushes pair really nicely together. Like, this one is slightly glowy, but this one is really glowy. So if I want to have like extra, if I want to be extra that day, I like to layer these two on top of each other. And I've just been going between these two blushes and I've just been really loving them. Ironically, I'm not wearing either of these today because I got a new blush fairly recently and I've been testing that one out, so that's the one I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I'll talk about it later when we go into my collection because I'm pretty sure I'll be picking that one out for the next rotation. And especially the Odin's Eye Flower Blush, I kind of neglected this for a little while, so I'm glad that I did manage to get a bit of use out of it. The product that I feel like I'm gonna be decluttering because I don't really like it anymore. It's the Glossier Play Night Shine. This is in the shade Pale Pearl. It looks like this, and there's like a little doe foot applicator. It looks a little bit like a pine cone, like you just dot this on your cheeks, blend it out. But I find that this always this lifts the base makeup that I have underneath. I don't know if I do my base differently than I used to with this. I think I do. I think I use slightly different products than I used to because I used to really like this. But I just find it leaves a bit of like a stripe on my cheeks. It doesn't really blend in. It kind of lifts the makeup underneath. And I find that the only time that this looks good is if I don't have any base products. Like if I just have face primer and then apply this, but like it's very rare that I do that, especially because like I have oily skin, I powder my skin. Even if I do use like a cream product, I always powder my skin beforehand just because if it doesn't work over powder, it's just not for me. I know you're meant to apply creams before your powders, but that's just not the way that I do my makeup. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be decluttering this to a friend because I think I've learned that I don't really like it anymore. So you know, we're gonna do that. Okay, moving on to the eyeshadows that I have to mention. Let's talk about the first palette, the one that I'm wearing today. This is the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. I love this. I uploaded my 2 looks plus review with it, and I've been using this non-stop. It is such a gorgeous palette. It's such a beautiful array of neutrals, and yeah, I'm wearing it today. Every time I just want to do like a neutral look, I reach into this one, and I've been doing neutral looks a lot lately. I've really fallen back in love with neutrals, and I love them just as much as colours. And I just feel so pretty when I wear this. I love the olive tones in here, the mauves, the cool tones, the coppers, it makes my heart sing. I love the formula of this so much. This is definitely like one of my favorite palettes in my collection, and I definitely need to put this away because I keep reaching for it and I need to reach for other things. And then we have 2 palettes from Fenty Cosmetics. So let's first talk about the Sorcerer palette. This is their, well, it's not their newest palette because they have the Bard palette. I am receiving the Bard palette in PR, but I think it's stuck in the customs office. I love that. A lot of my mail lately has been kind of caught up because I know that they're doing a lot of mail strikes, so everything's taking a bit slower. But as soon as I receive the Bard palette, I will be doing a video on it, don't you worry. But anyways, this is the Sorcerer palette, and this is what it looks like. I need to do my 2 looks with this one at some point, hopefully before the Bard palette, but we'll see what happens first. But anyways, I love this palette so much. The shimmers in here, I feel like they really perfected their shimmer formula. There's most of the shimmers in here are that squishy, mushy texture. That sounds so off-putting, but it's kind of like a Colourpop Super Shock, like Arcane and Polymorph. These two are the most beautiful duochromes, and they have like a really beautiful squidgy texture. Honestly, a lot of the time I did reach into this palette for those two shimmers. They are just beautiful. This shade right here, what's it called? Firestorm, is also the same formula. It is wonderful. The mattes in here I really do enjoy as well. The one matte that I'm not the biggest fan of currently is Wild Magic. I haven't found a way to use this to make it work. I need to play around with it a bit more, but I've been really loving this palette to do a lot of different looks. It's just been a blast to use, and I really enjoy Fantasy Cosmetica. Excuse me, phone. You stop that. I always feel like a magical little mage whenever I use this palette, so I've loved that in this rotation. And the last palette we have to mention is the Druid palette, also from Fantasy Cosmetica. By the way, all the palettes that I'm talking about, like all three that I used in my Shop My Stash, I did get in PR, so just so you know. But this is the Druid palette. I did do a 2 looks plus review with it, and I really love this one too. I love the grungy tones, perfect for this time of year. This shade, Balance, is it called Balance? I always forget. Yeah, Balance. This is one of my favourite green eyeshadows, as well as this shade right here called Serenity. These two together, beautiful. I love it. There's not really much to say. Like, every look that I've done with this palette, I remember for my 2 looks video, I did a look where I used like the browns and then this shade as a liner, and I love that look so much. I felt gorgeous. I felt like a supermodel. So, really been inspired to play with these tones. I really enjoyed pairing this with the Nearly Natural palette as well. All of the palettes I really enjoyed playing with, so love that for me. And finally, let's talk about lip products. So the first lip product I have to mention is from Colourpop, and this is the Lippie sticks in the shade Unreal. It is a lovely brown neutral, like, it's one of their blotted lip, like blur lip formulas, which I think is their best formula in my opinion. And I really do enjoy this. It's such a lovely, like, lip colour on me. It's my perfect, like, warm tone neutral for my skin tone. And I've really enjoyed using this. I can see myself panning this. I don't really support Colourpop anymore, but I do have some products that I just want to get use out of, so this is one of them. I've really enjoyed it. It's worked with basically every single look that I've done. And the last 2 lip products we'll talk about together, because I'm wearing both of these on my lips, and I put these together so I could actually use them as a lip combo. So we have the Colourpop Lippie Pencil in the shade Bumble, and the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. If you want a beautiful pink lip combo, like glossy pink lip combo, it's these two. I'm wearing this on my lips today, and it just makes my lips look so juicy, so like, oh, I love this lip combo together. This lip liner is really creamy, really glides on lovely, not too firm either. I don't like when lip liners are too like solid and firm, because then they just hurt, and I don't really fancy that when I do my makeup. It's my relaxing time. But yeah, this combination together I've been wearing a lot, especially because it complemented the blushes that I had in this rotation along with the Nearly Natural palette. I've really loved this combination, and I mean the Fenty Beauty glosses are just, they're just some of the best, honestly. Like, I have actually, like, I can kind of see through the tube a little bit. You're not gonna be able to see on camera, but like, I'm getting down on this one. I've finished a full-size Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb before, and it took me fucking forever, and this one I'm getting down on there. So, as soon as I finish this, I will be repurchasing it. It is a beautiful pink gloss. But yeah, with all of that, let's go back into my collection and pick out some new products for the next rotation. Just so you know, in between filming these clips, I've been listening to One Direction. I'm back on my One Direction bullshit. They're definitely— oh no, stop it, stop it, stop it, copyright. Anywhoosies, let's pick out some of the products for this next rotation. So, I like how I cleaned up my makeup collection not too long ago, and I feel like already I've kind of lost it. I am so sorry about that. So like I mentioned in the intro, I am going to be keeping my Kaleidos Charisma Contour palette in warm and medium, because I really want to pan this by the end of the year, because I just feel accomplished. I love that for me. Now blushes. Now the blush that I really, really want to use is this brand new one to me. This is the Patrick Ta, ooh, fancy, blush duo in the shade She's Baked. Now, I did buy this spontaneously, yeah, and I'm wearing it today, and I have been wearing it quite a lot. It is beautiful. It's got a cream and a powder, and I just really love this. I really want to use it a bit more, and it's just such a beautiful toasty, like, almost like rusty mauve tone. I don't really know if that's the right way to describe it, but it feels like that. The cream is lovely, the powder's nice, and I really like that there's a little like flap to protect the cream from the powder. So I really want to dip into this one for this rotation. And I think I also want to reach into... I want to reach into one of these. Do I want soft peach or do I want warm honey? I think warm honey is similar-ish to the She's Baked one, so I won't get that one. So I think I'm going to reach into Soft Peach by Cover FX, just in case if I want something a bit more warmer toned and a bit more peachy than the Patrick Tar one. So we'll grab that. And I feel like that's all I'm going to be grabbing from this drawer right here. Now this drawer, I typically don't pick out that many things, but I feel like... do I want to grab something from here? Shall I? I do want to pick out some of these loose pigments actually from Titmouse, because a couple of these I haven't really used that much lately. So I think I'm going to pick these two. They're the kaleidoscopic loose pigments from Titmouse Cosmetics, and this one's in the shade London, and this one's in the shade New York. And I feel like these are like grungy, like spooky colors, I guess. They're really good autumnal colors, and I'm like feeling autumn within my veins. And do I want to pick out a Kaleidos? Do I want to pick out Prophecy? You know what? We will. I'm gonna pick out Kaleidos Prophecy, that multi-chrome highlighter, because I haven't reached for this in a while, and I feel like this will complement a lot of the things I want to do. And I believe that's all I'm gonna take out for this drawer. Okay, lip drawer. I am so happy. Oh my god. Y'all, ever since I did that video where I like decluttered and cleaned up my makeup collection, my lip drawer has been a source of pure joy, and I haven't felt that in like forever. I don't think I've ever felt that about my lip drawer. It's just so neat and organized. Like, look, everything fits. Everything, I can see everything. Yeah, the glosses are slightly like layered on top of each other, but I don't care. I can see everything. It makes me so happy. Now I do want to dip into like some more grungy tones, because I know that the palette, one of the palettes I want to pick out is one of my more autumnal ones. And damn, you can really see my chebs from this angle. Please don't look at my chebs, please. Or do, I don't care actually. It just caught me a bit off guard, like, ooh, breasts. So I think for my lips, I really want to dip into a couple of my Kaleidos lip clays. I think these two I want to reach into. Wait, this one's more cool toned. Do I want to do cool? You know what, I will. So I want to dip into these two lip clays. This one is Cognac and this one is Cold Smoke, I believe, yes. And I really like these colours for autumn, and I haven't really used Cold Smoke all that much. I've used Cognac a shitload, but I haven't really used Cold Smoke that much, and one of the palettes I want to pick out is pretty cool toned, so I think these two will be nice. I won't pick out any other lip products, I'll just focus on those two lip clays, just because I'm allowed to dip into the rest of my collection if I'm like, oh, a black lipstick would work really nicely for this look. And not necessarily my Shop My Stash products. The Shop My Stash is basically like, these are some products that I just want to mostly focus on. You know, I'm not super strict with it. But that's gonna be my lip drawer. Okay, I know I organized my palette drawer in that, like, clean up with me, but to be honest, I just, it's still a bit shit. I can't lie to you. I simply can't lie. But anyways, regardless, with this drawer being slightly chaotic, one of the palettes I really want to dip into, like as soon as it gets anywhere near spooky season, I just gotta whip her out. I gotta whip out the Lunar Beauty Moonspell, like this absolute stunning lass. Look at her. Look at her. Beautiful. It is just absolutely wonderful. It is perfect for autumn. I know I used it in my last video showing off my favorite autumn like makeup, and just this. It just her. I almost used it today, but I was like, no, use your Shop Your Stash products, Skye, you silly bitch. So I'm definitely picking out Lunar Beauty Moonspell. I love. A part of me also wants to whip out the Glaminatrix Nocturnal palette, but this has very similar, this has very similar vibes to Moonspell, and I think I'll pick this out next rotation, because I have used this a lot, and I haven't really used Moonspell that much lately, so I want to focus on that one. And another palette that I want to reach into, fucking hell, I've really like just balls this up, haven't I? Is this one. This is the Darth Vader palette from Colourpop. This was sent to me in PR, and I really want to dip into these cool tones because I really feel like a lot of the spooky looks that I want to do involve like some form of cool tones, and I feel like this will complement a lot of the Halloween looks that I want to do. And I haven't really used this palette too much since getting it, so I do want to like kind of like focus my attention on this a bit more. And I think, is that all the stuff? Do I want to maybe pick out this quad from Copacetic as well? This is the Luna quad. I might pick this one out too. This is the Copacetic Luna quad, like I said, and it's just a little pressed flaky quad, and I feel like these tones complement the palettes really nicely, so I think I'll also whip this one out. And yeah, I'll only pick out basically 2 palettes and 1 complementary palette, just so because I know that I want to do a lot of graphic liner looks, but I also want to do like spooky eyeshadow, so I think that's a good array. Alright, I am now going to be placing everything in my Shop My Stash drawer. Okay, this arrangement is probably not my best, but I can see all of the products and I am very excited to be using all of this stuff. So that's gonna be it for this Shop My Stash. Oh my god, you can see my face in that Patrick Tar thing. Hello, nice to meet you. That is unbelievably creepy. Anyways, let's get on into the outro. POV, you never clean your mirror, so it's constantly coated in a layer of powder. I'm nasty. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know what's in your Shop My Stash if you're doing one, and what are your thoughts on some of the products I've chose. I cannot wait to play with the spooky vibes. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, then you can follow me on my Instagram. It's beautyybyskye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. If you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We are a small queer-owned business based in the UK and we make handmade candles. The link to shop will be down below along with our social media if you'd like to support us. And we are going to be launching our Halloween collection very soon, and ooh, what was that? Sneak peek of sneak packaging sneak. You didn't see that from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.